You open your eyes for the first time, not in a warm cradle, but inside a cold glass incubation pod. The dim lights of the chamber flicker above you as rows of identical pods stretch across the room, each containing another Saiyan child just like you. This is how life begins on planet Vegeta. There are no parents waiting to hold you. No celebration of your birth. No gentle voices welcoming you into the world. Instead, technicians walk past with scanners and data tablets, studying the newborn warriors with clinical detachment. To them, you are not a child. You are a future soldier. Within minutes of awakening, they measure your power level, a single number that will determine everything about your existence. In Saiyan society, strength defines worth. That number decides where you will live, what missions you will receive, and how much respect you will ever earn. Long before you understand what any of it means, your fate has already been written. Your parents may occasionally appear during your early development, standing beside the pod and observing your growth like scientists studying an experiment, but affection is rare among Saiyans. Emotional bonds are seen as dangerous weaknesses that could make a warrior hesitate in battle. Love, comfort, and protection are luxuries this world refuses to offer. From the moment you take your first breath, your life is not about family or happiness. It is about one thing only: becoming a weapon strong enough to survive in a brutal warrior race. Your childhood on planet Vegeta is nothing like the childhoods that exist on most worlds. There are no games, no classrooms filled with laughter, and no gentle lessons about kindness or curiosity. Instead, the moment you can stand and move on your own, your life becomes a constant cycle of training and survival. The training grounds are harsh arenas where young Saiyans are pushed to fight, struggle, and endure pain long before they are old enough to understand why. Every exercise is designed with a single purpose: to turn children into warriors who can conquer entire planets. Combat drills are brutal and unforgiving. You are thrown into sparring matches where hesitation means defeat, and defeat can sometimes mean death. Injuries are common, and no one stops the training when someone falls. In fact, when a child fails to survive the program, the instructors simply move on as if nothing happened. Among the Saiyans, this is not considered cruelty. It is considered efficient. Slowly, a lesson begins to carve itself into your mind. In this world, your worth is measured only by how strong you are and how effectively you can destroy your enemies. Compassion, fear, and doubt are treated like flaws that must be crushed out of you. If someone collapses beside you during training, the others do not mourn. They keep fighting. Because on planet Vegeta, the rule is simple and absolute. Only the strong deserve to live. As you grow older, you begin to understand that Saiyan society is built around a single measurement: power level. Every Saiyan carries a number that defines their place in the world. And once that number is recorded, your future becomes almost impossible to escape. When the scanners measured you as a child, the reading showed 1. Lianbei, that number places you among the low-class warriors, the lowest rank that is still considered worth training. Above you exist the mid-class warriors, fighters so rare that only a handful exist among the entire Saiyan population. Their power levels range from roughly 500 to 8 Lin, and that difference changes everything about their lives. They receive better missions, more comfortable quarters, and a level of respect that low-class Saiyans rarely experience. They are still expected to fight and die when necessary, but at least their strength earns them recognition. At the very top stands the royal family, the elite Saiyans whose power levels exceed 10. Ling. They are treated almost like legends among the rest of the race. Their authority shapes the structure of Saiyan civilization itself. Your rank determines nearly every detail of your existence where you live, who you are allowed to interact with, and what kind of missions you will be sent on. For someone like you, life carries an uncomfortable truth. In the eyes of science society, low-class warriors are not individuals. You are equipment, a weapon meant to be used and eventually replaced. Strangely enough, the number that placed you among the lowest warriors also saved you from something far worse. Your power level of 1. 200 may not earn you respect among Saiyans, but it is still high enough to be considered worth training. Many children are not so fortunate. Saiyan babies born with power levels below 1. 000 are labeled something else entirely. Infiltration babies. For them, there is no training, no chance to grow up among their own people. Instead, they are sealed inside small space pods while still infants and launched alone toward distant planets. These worlds are chosen because their inhabitants are considered weak enough for a single Saiyan to eventually conquer. The plan is simple and terrifying. The child survives the crash landing, grows up in isolation, and one day their Saiyan instincts awaken. When that happens, the now-grown warrior begins destroying the planet's population. Once the world has been cleared of life, the Saiyan sends a signal for pickup so the planet can be sold on the galactic market. But the reality is far harsher than the plan. Most infiltration babies never survive long enough to succeed. Some die when their pods malfunction in the vacuum of space. Others land on worlds far more dangerous than expected. Some grow up completely alone, their minds twisted by isolation, living like feral creatures, until they eventually disappear, without anyone ever knowing their name. Life on planet Vegeta is a constant physical struggle, even for a Saiyan. The planet's gravity is 10 times stronger than that of most habitable worlds, and your body feels it every second of every day. Standing upright takes effort. Walking feels like carrying invisible weight. Even breathing can feel heavy in the beginning. The world itself seems determined to test your strength from the moment you are born. Over time, your body adapts to survive under this crushing pressure. Your muscles grow incredibly dense and powerful, far more compact than those of most other species. Your heart and lungs become stronger as well, forcing blood and oxygen through your body against the relentless pull of gravity. Living under these conditions slowly transforms you into something dangerous. When Saiyans travel to planets with normal gravity, their movements feel effortless. Their strength overwhelming compared to the inhabitants of those worlds. But this power comes with a hidden cost. Maintaining such dense muscle requires an enormous metabolism. Your body burns through energy at a shocking rate, forcing you to eat constantly just to stay functional. A normal meal for you could feed an entire human family for days. Yet only hours later, the hunger returns. In battle, this biological demand becomes a weakness. If food becomes scarce or supply lines are cut off, your strength begins to fade. Even a Saiyan warrior cannot fight for long when starvation slowly drains the power from their body. Another defining feature of your body is the tail that extends from the base of your spine. At first it seems like just another part of being a Saiyan. It helps with balance and coordination, especially during combat training. But you quickly learn that the tail is not just an advantage, it is also a dangerous weakness. If an enemy manages to grab it, a surge of overwhelming pain shoots through your body, instantly draining your strength. In that moment, even a powerful Saiyan warrior can be reduced to someone completely helpless. Yet the tail also unlocks one of the most terrifying abilities your species possesses, the Great Ape Transformation. When your eyes catch the reflected light of a full moon, something deep inside your body awakens. Your bones stretch. Your muscles expand, and thick fur spreads across your skin as you transform into a colossal ape. Your power multiplies 10 times over, turning even a low-class warrior into a force capable of destroying entire armies. But this power comes with a terrifying cost. Most low-class Saiyans lose all control during the transformation. Your mind disappears into pure instinct, leaving behind a raging monster that attacks everything in sight, enemy and ally alike, because of this danger. Many Saiyans eventually choose to have their tails permanently removed, sacrificing incredible power just to avoid becoming an uncontrollable weapon. When you reach about 11 years old, your training is considered complete enough for real combat. You are assigned to your first mission alongside other young Saiyan warriors and sent to conquer a distant planet. The moment you arrive, something feels different. The gravity is far weaker than what you grew up with on planet Vegeta. Your body feels lighter, faster, almost unstoppable. Every movement carries terrifying strength compared to the planet's inhabitants. For the first time, you truly understand why Saiyans are feared across the galaxy. But power does not guarantee victory. The battle is chaotic and brutal. The native defenders fight harder than expected. And despite your strength, you are pushed far beyond your limits. Blasts tear through the battlefield. Bodies fall around you. And at some point, the pain becomes too much. Darkness takes you as your body collapses. You wake up later inside a recovery chamber. Your wounds slowly healing in the warm liquid. Something feels different. Stronger. This is when you learn about the Saiyan trait known as the Zenkai boost. When a Saiyan survives injuries that nearly kill them, their power increases dramatically after recovery. The realization changes the way you see combat. Pain and near death are no longer just risks, they are opportunities. Among Saiyans, the path to greater power is not safety or discipline. It is surviving the moments that should have killed you. By the time you reach your prime around 20 years old, Saiyan society expects something else from you, not rest. Not peace, but reproduction. Strong warriors are meant to create the next generation of fighters. Yet even this part of life carries none of the warmth most species associate with family. Among Saiyans, relationships are rarely built on love or companionship. Instead, they are practical arrangements designed for a single purpose, producing powerful offspring. You may choose a partner whose strength or genetics seem promising, hoping the child will inherit greater potential. But once the child is conceived, the connection between parents fades almost immediately. There are no quiet homes, no shared futures, no long years spent raising a family together. Saiyan warriors are constantly deployed across the galaxy on conquest missions that last months or even years. If you have a son, he will grow up much like you did inside training facilities or incubation chambers, surrounded by other children but not by parents. He may know that you exist somewhere in the Saiyan military, but that knowledge means very little. You will rarely see him, and you will never truly know him. In Saiyan culture, words like father, mother, brother, or sister exist mostly as biological facts. They carry none of the emotional meaning they might have on other worlds. You are surrounded by your own people. Yet, in a strange way, every Saiyan grows up completely alone. Saiyans are proud of their strength and reputation as the most feared warriors in the galaxy. They speak of honor, conquest, and dominance over weaker species. But as you grow older and complete more missions, a quiet truth begins to settle in your mind. Despite all that pride, Saiyans are not truly free. Your entire race serves a single master, Frieza. Frieza is not just another ruler or military commander. He is a galactic tyrant whose power is so overwhelming that resistance is unthinkable. The strongest Saiyan alive, the king himself, has a power level of around 10. Lin. Frieza's power exceeds 530. Ling. The difference is so vast that even if every Saiyan warrior attacked him together, they would still stand no chance. Because of this imbalance, the Saiyan race has become something far less glorious than the legends claim. You are not conquering planets for your people or for your king. Every mission you undertake is done for Frieza's empire. You are sent to distant worlds with one simple order: eliminate the population. Men, women, children, it makes no difference. Entire civilizations are wiped out so their planets can be sold to new owners across the galaxy. Some Saiyans convince themselves the victims are weak and therefore deserve their fate. Others stop thinking about it at all. But deep down, you understand the truth. You are not a noble warrior. You are an exterminator, destroying worlds so someone else can profit. Saiyans are raised to believe they are the most powerful warrior race in the galaxy. From childhood, you are taught to take pride in your strength, your brutality, and your ability to conquer entire worlds. But as the years pass and the missions continue, an uncomfortable truth slowly becomes impossible to ignore. Despite all that pride, Saiyans are not truly free. Your entire race serves a single master, Frieza. Frieza is not just a ruler, he is a galactic tyrant whose power is so overwhelming that no Saiyan can challenge him. Even the strongest Saiyan, the king himself, has a power level of around 10. Ling Ling Ling. Frieza's power exceeds 530. Ling Ling Ling. A difference so massive that rebellion is simply impossible. Everyone knows it. That knowledge hangs over the entire Saiyan race like a shadow. Every mission you receive comes from Frieza's empire. You travel to distant planets with a simple, horrifying task. Wipe out the population. Entire civilizations are erased, cities burned, cultures destroyed, lives ended so that the empty planet can later be sold across the galaxy. Some Saiyans cope by convincing themselves the species they destroy are weak and therefore meaningless. Others stop thinking about it entirely. But deep down, you understand the reality. You are not a glorious conqueror. You are an executioner, destroying worlds so someone else can profit.